Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm preparing to paint another mural, and this time it's for my niece Emily in my house. One day you're just filming a video so that you can share a mural you did for your niece, and the next it's been 2.5 years and you've yet to edit it. Yeah, that's me. This is just a disclaimer that the video you're about to watch is over 2 years old, and I'll update you at the end with what I did to the mural when my second niece came along earlier this year. If you follow me on social media, you'll remember I painted another mural for my niece in her actual nursery about 2 years ago, and it was this layered sunset with a bunch of icons that represented places that were meaningful to my sister and brother-in-law. This time I'll be painting a mural in our guest room, which is where she currently takes all of her naps and where she'll be sleeping when she does sleepovers in the future. She's about 1.5 years old now and just getting into Winnie the Pooh characters, and so I thought it would be really fun to paint her a Winnie the Pooh mural. And this is actually kind of full circle for me because I had a Winnie the Pooh mural in my room growing up. Not that you need the info, my parents are divorced. I had 2 rooms when I was a child, and in my dad's house, our room had a mural. It was very cool, and it was painted by his friend and coworker Sandy. She was an artist, and I believe her and another person just kind of freehand painted this mural onto our wall, and I'm going to show it to you. It's very cute. I scanned the pictures of these. I'll show you better photos, but this is an idea of a mural I had in my room growing up, and obviously it was an inspiration for me on like how to incorporate art into your life. I think that's really cool. My dad decided to do that for us. I don't think that's something everyone had in their home, and I totally blacked out that on the other side of the mural there was Tweety Bird, and I think that's because that was more what my sister was into, and then I was into the Winnie the Pooh. Something else I really like about the mural that Sandy painted for us were all the details. So there's Eeyore's tail in this tree. There were our names and addresses on the little envelopes in this mailbox, and I think that was also a tie to like my sister and I keeping in contact with my dad because he didn't live in the same place as we did, you know, for the first like 22 years of our lives. So our whole connections were like traveling to see each other or writing or calling. So I think that was a cool little detail that was added. So yeah, this is kind of like a full circle moment for me. I'm really happy to be doing something for Emily, and without further ado, here's the design that I initially came up with. I wanted the 3 characters because she has these 3 figurines and she kind of knows their names, and then my parents really liked this quote, so I wanted to include it. And then once I decided the wall that I was going to paint it on, I decided this kind of layout wouldn't really work and got rid of the bubble background and re-laid out the text. And this is something that I think is really important, is making your artwork custom to where you're painting it, because I could just straight up put this design on the wall, but it just didn't feel right to me. Like because the wall is angled, there's like leftover space over here and there's nothing happening over here, so I just need to kind of work it within what I have to work with. Oh, before I move on, I forgot to share that in all the photos I found little sketches of the original mural. So I think this is really fun because it shows me her process, and you can see she had like an initial sketch and then she just taped it at the bottom and went, let's go. She didn't put up a grid or anything. I think she kind of put in some like vertical guidelines, but it looks like it's just plain sketches and she just went for it, which I think is really awesome. But anyway, so I had this design, saw the wall, changed it, and I also had to change it because I walked into Target and saw something that I couldn't not pick up. I don't know why, but the dollar section had a bunch of bee themed items, and they had these figurines that were about $3 each, and I had to get them because in the mural there's a bee and a butterfly, but I thought, what if I picked up these bees with this horrible wood pattern on them, repainted them the colors of my mural, and incorporated them as like 3D objects on the mural. I think that's so cool. I sanded down the wood texture of these bees, and I'm painting them the white, yellow, and then I'm going to do the black, and that's kind of all they need. I think to hang them, I'm going to glue like some D-rings, and then my dad can help me hang them in little places around the mural. I am pretty excited about that if you can't tell, but I just kind of want to bring you to where I'm at right now. I'm still finishing up my digital mock-up, but I do have all my paint colors. I did the paint sample thing from Home Depot where I took my digital illustration and I matched it with actual paint colors that they had, and I got 4 ounce paint samples of each one that I needed. I ended up not getting as many colors as I had in my digital illustration because a lot of the colors were just darker versions of a few of these shades. So if I need the darker version of like a green, or I think one of these I needed a darker color, I'll just make that myself and mix a little bit because it won't be that much, and I just wanted to cut down on the cost for me. So this is the color palette I have. This is the color I had for the blue portion, but since I don't think I need the blue portion, maybe I'll just use it for bubbles, but I'll figure it out. This is obviously Pooh Bear, this is Tigger, and this is Piglet. So I have all my colors and my paint over here, and right now I'm going to finish this mock-up and then I'm going to trace it onto my wall with my projector. And I'm also going to finish painting the bees. That's all the expectations I have for myself today, and then hopefully over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, I can finish this mural and show Emily, because she comes to my house Monday through Friday and she's gone today. She's on a little field trip, and then so she won't be back here until Monday. So I really want her to come in and just like, I think she's gonna love it. I'm excited. Alright, I'm going unscripted, but to get my image onto the wall, I used my projector. I just have a refurbished one I got from Amazon. It's an Epson projector, and it works for smaller rooms like this. I just thought it was easier than doing anything like a doodle grid. I'm pretty sure I'm balancing it on my dresser, and I just got the size right to where I wanted and stenciled everything out in pencil. And then I also thought it would be interesting to show you all how I tried to film videos for both YouTube and social media. I don't know how other people do this. Maybe I need to get a second phone, but I was just bouncing back and forth between filming it on the dresser behind me and then holding it in my hand with a brush. I was literally asked the other day how I film myself painting, and I am holding my phone in my left hand while painting in my right hand. Once I get to this stage in a project, it's more of just filling in the shape so I can zone out and paint everything yellow, paint everything pink, and then red. And to me, it becomes a mindless activity, so I like to listen to a podcast or playlist while I'm doing this. And right here I did a big oopsies. I spilled a ton of paint on my floor. You all ask me if I ever make mistakes, so here I am. Today is day 2 of painting this mural. I think I'm going to finish it today, but I just kind of want to give you an overview of what I'll be doing today. And if you hear raining, it's going to be happening all day because we're experiencing Hurricane Hillary in San Diego. Come on. So this is the mural wall, and what I need to do is mix up a light color of pink for Piglet, mix a darker purple for the ridges of the honey pots, fill in this whole part blue, which I've already like outlined the whole wall, and then I'll go in and add my bubbles. I'll add the words here, and then I'm gonna kind of mark on the wall where I want the bees to go, and then I'll leave that part up for my dad, and then of course outline. I figured now would be a good time to talk about the type of brushes that I use, because I get asked that question a lot whether I'm painting on a shoe or a mural. So here I'm using just a really old brush that I got from Michael's in one of those packs of a million brushes. It just happened to be the perfect width for the line work I wanted, so that's why I used it. So I just finished day 2 of the Winnie the Pooh mural, and if this were a mural for a client, I honestly would have started earlier and finished this today, but because this is for myself, I'm taking a little bit more time because I'm tired. The only things I'm going to do tomorrow are to do a second layer on the black line work. You can't tell from here, but there are just some spots that I have to go over where it's still streaky, and that like honestly bothers me, so I'm gonna fix it. And then because I changed my design, I didn't have enough blue paint to make sure that this was like fully covered, so it's pretty splotchy. So I'm gonna get more blue paint tomorrow, do a whole second layer, do another pass of the black line work, and then I'll be done. I am unbelievably excited to show it to my niece. What's that?
Tigger.
Is that Tigger?
Tigger. That.
Pooh Bear?
Bee.
A bee? Good job.
Bee.
See the butterfly?
Oh.
Tigger?
Oh. Bee.
He's a bumblebee. And we're back to the present. In April of this year, my second niece Taylor was born, so it was time to go back to the mural and update that second honey pot. Now the mural is in its final form, and we've been enjoying it every single day. My oldest niece, Emily, no longer like comes over every day. Now she's in school full time, but my 6-month-old niece Taylor is now here about 4 days a week, so she naps in that room and gets to look at it. And I know she doesn't know what it means, but I hope she at least like enjoys the shapes and the colors, and then as she gets older and starts to read the Winnie and the Pooh books, she can like see her friends on the wall. I hope you enjoyed watching that video. It was really sweet to create something like this for my nieces, especially since my sister and I had something similar in our room growing up. I think it's important to have art in your life wherever you can, so if anything, I hope this encourages you to get out some paint and customize your home to whatever you desire. Thanks for watching. Bye! Alright, well, can you like make it look like you love me? Okay.